Hi, in this video we're gonna talk about React Memo and how you can use it to stop unnecessary re-rendering. So let's say you have a simple dog app with a name and breed input. In name value you're passing into hello child component. Now if you change your dog name, it will cause your child component to get re-rendered. But if you change the breed as well, which is not being used in the hello component, it will cause your component to get re-rendered. So if you use React Memo function for that matter, it will compare the values of the properties of hello component and it's not going to be re-rendered if it's the same. So let's see how we can do it.
Code with Sloba.
And welcome back. To demonstrate how re-rendering works, let's say that we want to create a very simple component. In this component, we're going to have two properties, or actually two fields, two input fields. In one of the fields, we're going to pass into our children component. Then we're going to change the values of the first and the second input. And let's see what happens to the child component. So let's do that. To manage the state of our input fields, we're going to need the useState hook. So let's first import the useState hook from React on top. And we're going to need two variables. We're going to create two input fields. First one for the first name and the second one for the second last name. So let's create two constants. And the first one is going to be first name. And the updater function is going to be set fname. And we're going to set useState empty string for the initial value here. Now we can copy paste this line. And instead of the first name, we're just going to set the last name. So set last name is going to be updater function here. And now we can create two input fields and use these variables as their values. So let's add a return statement here. And inside of this return statement, let's add React fragment here. Next, I will add a paragraph. And inside of this paragraph, we're going to place in an input. For the first one, let's add a placeholder, and it's going to be first name, like so. And let's set the value to be fname or first name, obviously. And when onChange happens, we want to update our value here. So we get the value on event, and we would just want to call the set fname function here, and we want to pass in the value as new value here. And now we can copy paste this paragraph to have two input fields. And for the second one, we're just going to say last name. And for the value, we're going to use the last name. And for the updater function, we're going to use set lname, which stands for set the last name. Let's save this. And here we get our input, first name and last name. And now to make this work, we actually need to take the target and the value from the event itself. So we can rename this to event, and we can access the value from the target.value, like so. So let's do the same for the second one, event.target.value. And now let's refresh and let's try Bob, guy. That works correctly. Now let's create a new component, new very simple component, hello component, which displays the name which we pass into it. So let's create a new file here inside of this source folder, and let's name it hello.js. And this is going to be a very simple functional component, and I'm using React Code Snippets extension to generate this. And let's just call it hello. The only thing we're going to do here is we're going to receive a name property from the parent component, and we're just going to return back hello name. So here, let's open up ticks, and inside of this ticks, let's say hello, and let's open up the expression here, and let's just pass in a name. We can remove these parentheses as well because we don't need it here. Now, we're going to add a console log here, just in case we know when the re-rendering of this component happens. So let's create a new time date, and we're just going to initialize new date object here. And then we're just going to log it. And inside of the log, I just want to say re-render And then let's open up the expression, and inside of this expression, let's call our new date here, new time date, and let's first log the minutes when this re-rendering happens, get minutes. And then what we can add as well, we can add the seconds. So new time date dot get seconds, like so. Now let's save this and let's import inside of the app.js. So import hello from hello, and let's place it here below our paragraphs. And we want to pass in the name from the first name. So let's use the f name as a parameter here, and let's save it. And here you can see straight away we get our component rendered. But let me refresh it and let me open the console log so you can see it when it happens, the re-rendering. So I will open up the logs and I will clear the console here. Now just to summarize what's happening, so we are passing in the first name property to our new component here, but the last name is the property or variable which we are not sending back or sending through it. So if you start typing the first name, let's say Bob, we get the console log for the re-rendering for every single second that it happens. So we have 3 letters, 3 re-renderings here. And that makes totally sense because our hello component has been changed. And every single time that we type a new letter, new version of this component gets rendered because we have the different string being returned back. But what if we try to add a last name? And you can see that we are changing the last name, but nothing happens inside of the component here, apart the fact that it gets new rendering and a new version of the component. So we can easily prevent this re-rendering to happen using React Memo. So let's head over to hello.js, our component here, and on the top, let's import memo. So import memo from React. And all we have to do is we have to surround our component with memo. So you can do it here on the export, or you can even do it here on the function definition. But I'll do it here because it's much easier. Now let's save and let's refresh our page. And now we'll just clean the console so we don't get distracted. So now again, if I start typing the input first name, you get these re-renderings again. But if you start typing the last name, you can see that nothing is happening. And this is because the memo function is memoizing our functional component, and it's only re-rendering when our properties are getting changed. And how it does, it memoizes the values of the previous inputs, and then it uses Object.is comparing algorithm to detect if the properties have changed their values. And it's also very useful to understand how this comparing mechanism works. So it takes 2 arguments. The first one is the first value which you want to compare, and obviously the second one. So if you pass in the first and the second one as the same values and the type of the data, it will return you true, as you can see here. But for example, if you pass in the integer as a first argument and a string as a second one, here, it will return back false. It also detects if the value is a positive or negative number. So let's say that you have 0 and -0. It will return back false. But obviously, if you pass in just 2 positive zeros, it will return back true. And what is the most important fact to understand about Object.is comparison? If you compare 2 objects with the same values, or actually these are completely the same empty objects, it will return back false because these 2 objects are not the same. So even though they have the same values, they're not the same by reference. So let's say that we define new object here. Let's name it test object. And we define just an empty object, the same as we have here. And now if we compare this object 2 times here, we're going to get true back because these are the same object. And this is very important, as if you're passing in a function, which is just an object, to your functional component as a parameter, every single time that parent component gets re-rendered, your child component is going to get re-rendered. Because even though the value of the object is the same, it's not the same by reference. But that's something that I'm gonna show you how you can solve in the next video. That's all for today.
Well, that's all for this React video.
And thanks for stopping by.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Code with Sloba.
Thank you for watching the entire video. To see more React tutorials, click here.